Hello and welcome to Good Spanish. Get good at it. Short and easy tutorials for Spanish lovers. In Lesson 3, Lección 3, we are going to learn how to ask someone, how are you in Spanish? ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo está? So let's get started. Please note, there are two ways of asking how are you in Spanish. Informal and formal. You use informal way with your friends, classmates, people familiar to you or people very close to you, and you use formal way in a business-like setup, for example your workplace, or with people who are older in age, or with people higher in position or authority, for example your teachers, your lecturers, or with people unfamiliar to you. You do not know them that well, or you're meeting them for the first time. Let's say, how do you ask, how are you, informally? You say, ¿Cómo estás? ¿Cómo estás? Please note that accent on A. It means the A has to be stressed a bit. ¿Cómo estás? And also, there's a series of videos on Spanish letters and sounds, the link to which is towards the end of this lesson. So if you would like, you can access that as well. Coming back to this. ¿Cómo estás? How are you? Another way of saying the same thing is ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? What's up? Again, please note that accent on E. ¿Qué tal? It means you have to stress that slightly, and also K without the accent, Q-U-E, without the accent has a different meaning. All these things are explained in the other video series, which you can access later. ¿Qué tal? What's up? In our previous lesson, we have learned hi or hello in Spanish, which is hola. And the best part is, you can combine hola with any of these two questions. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hi, how are you? Hola, ¿qué tal? Hello, what's up? Now, let's see how do you ask, how are you, formally. Well, you say, ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? Please note, there is no S in the end. ¿Cómo está? How are you? Now, that you know ¿Cómo está is the formal way of asking someone how are you, you can combine it with any of these titles. Señor, Mr., Señora, Mrs., Señorita, Miss. You can just use these titles and say ¿Cómo está, señor? ¿Cómo está, señora? ¿Cómo está, señorita? In case you happen to know the surname of the person, then these titles can be followed by the surname. Let's have a look at the few examples. ¿Cómo está, señor López? How are you, Mr. López? ¿Cómo está, señora Martin? How are you, Mrs. Martin? ¿Cómo está, señorita Jones? How are you, Miss Jones? Now that we know these, let's go ahead and have some practice. Práctica. How will you ask your teacher? How are you, Miss Jenny? If you want, you can type the answers in the comment section below. Right, you should have thought of ¿Cómo está, señorita Jenny? In this case, you happen to know the surname, so you can use it with the title señorita. ¿Cómo está, señorita Jenny? Let's have another example. It is your first day at work. You want to ask your manager, how are you? How will you say that in Spanish? You should have thought of ¿Cómo está? How are you? Or ¿Cómo está, señor? Because you do not know the surname yet, you can just combine it with the title señor. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está, señor? Let's have a look at another example. You and your friends are at a party. How will you ask, hi, how are you? Or hi, what's up? Right, you can say, hola, ¿cómo estás? Or hola, ¿qué tal? Remember, they are your friends. So you are going to ask how are you in an informal way. One more example. How will you ask your client, Mrs. Roberts? How are you, Mrs. Roberts? Okay, you should have thought of ¿Cómo está? How are you? Or in this case, you happen to know the surname, so you can also say ¿Cómo está, Señora Roberts? So now it's a repaso or review time. This is the vocabulary or a vocabulario for this lesson. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo está? Señor. ¿Cómo está? Señora. ¿Cómo está? Señorita. And if you happen to know the surname, then you can combine the surname with these titles. So that's it in this lesson. In the next lesson, we are going to learn about the responses or respuestas to these questions. So do join us for the next lesson. Thank you for watching. Please like this video, share it with other Spanish lovers. Please leave your feedback and suggestions in the comment section below and subscribe to the channel Good Spanish. Until then, adios!